It's about to get hot in here. If you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you already know that a tragedy has befallen on my household. The tragedy in question is my Nespresso machine broke, so I am severely decaffeinated. I am drinking tea for a few weeks already instead of coffee, which does not work great with my ADHD. And in this state of being decaffeinated and sad, I found a video. Eleanor from Cozy Books and Knits made a very cute video about the knits she will never knit. So today, I woke up sleepy, angry, and decided to choose violence. Hi, my name is Nadya. I'm the face behind the Lemony channel, where we discuss all things knitting. So I decided that I will share my list of things I will never knit. And a huge disclaimer. First, everybody has their own taste. Things I don't like don't necessarily mean it's anything bad, so if you like it, that's perfect. The more things we like, the broader our experience in life is. Second of all, me saying that I don't like something doesn't mean that it is a bad product, for example, a pattern, doesn't mean it's a bad designer, and doesn't mean anything bad. It's just that it was not my cup of tea. Number 3 is that some of the things I'm going to be talking about are more related to fit on my particular plus size body. So the fact that I don't see myself knitting this for myself doesn't mean I don't even like this pattern or another project. It just means that I won't make it for myself. I might make it for someone else, for example. It's just me who I'm not gonna be knitting that for. So with this big disclaimer, I just want to show you that this is supposed to be all fun and games. Nothing about judgment, nothing about hating on something. It's just sharing my personal thoughts. So with this in mind, let's grab our beverages of choice and let's dive into it. If only this was coffee. Oh well. Let's dive right into things that people like and I don't. The first thing on my list, and I think this is one of those non-negotiable ones for me, is anything deep circular yoke. Think halibut sweater by Kendall Hunter. Do I love the art of halibut on the sweater? Of course I do. Do I like how deep yokes look on people? Absolutely not. It's one of the things I absolutely cannot wear on my body because sweaters like this just make me look like a weird mushroom or as if I was a bat and I had like bat wings, and it's not cute on me. And unfortunately, more and more colorful yoke sweaters are becoming deep and deeper with every year. And I don't understand why. Like, do people actually like having such deep yokes? Like, I feel like you won't even be able to put your hands up, like, comfortably. I don't know, man. It's one of those things that I don't think I will ever get into, so I'll pass on these. But speaking of larger things, I also am not a big fan of anything that is a garment and B is fully ripped. Think, for example, the mixed rib kami by Florence Miller. Don't get me wrong, it looks cute. And it's a very good pattern, I heard. But ribbing, especially with negative ease, looks ridiculous on my body because I have a lot of curves. Like, I have curves here, I have quite broad shoulders, and also I have quite a few curves on my tummy. So with ribbing, first of all, it never looks cute like on people with vertical stripes. It looks like this, and then it goes like this. So it becomes a freaking frequency wave or something. Not exactly a look I'm going for. And the same with anything like ribbed waisted. Think about Miu top by Unagil. Is it cute? Yes. Will the ribbed waist look good on my 3-layered tummy? No. It will not be comfortable to wear. It will look weirdly and it will shift around a lot, so I will always have to kind of drag it down. So it's a no for me. But while the first two things are more fit related, the third one is absolutely just my preference. I will never knit anything that is a garment and completely in garter stitch or like has large percent of garter stitch. I am not a garter stitch hater, don't get me wrong. I love, for example, Sophie hoods, Sophie scarves. Like, Shawls with garter stitch, I'm alright with. The garments though. For me, it looks weird. I don't know, I can't even explain why, but for me, garter stitch in a garment looks a bit weird. Especially at the portions of the body where garter stitch will stretch. So for example, in the boobage area, it does not look as cute as it's supposed to. So for example, there's a cloth sweater by Calibri by Johanna, and it is basically a garter stitch sweater, right? Does it look cute? I would say yes if you look from afar, but if you kind of zoom into on details, I don't like it. But this one is completely personal preference. The next one is the annoyance preference, kind of. I will never knit lace weight socks or anything on 1.75 millimeter needles. I can see why someone would use this small size of the needles to knit like beautiful lacy shawl that is supposed to be so delicate that people will gasp every time they see. But for example, I found these socks, Milia socks. Tell me, why would you make yourself suffer through the very simple striped socks on 2 and 1.75 millimeters? Why? Why not size up and not suffer? Same goes to lingerie socks, for example. Like, yes, it's lace, but won't it be as pretty if you size up a little bit and use a little bit thicker yarn? I just don't see point in suffering just for the goal of suffering. The next one came out of my experience, like bad experience. I will never knit a pattern from a designer that doesn't have at least one free pattern where I can check it out, see the writing style, and understand whether this designer's writing will work for me. I knit this scarf for my friend last year, and it turned out super cute. But this designer did not have any free patterns. She only had 2 patterns on her Ravelry at the time. Maybe still does, I don't know. And this pattern also didn't have any projects on the pattern. So it was risky from the beginning. But I was like, if it was posted and it has quite a doable price, there's not a high chance I will get scammed, right? Well, let's just say it was a very hard pattern to read. It was not tech edited. It had a lot of mistakes. It had a lot of literal construction mistakes, and reading through it was a pain. And I did not enjoy the project at all. I literally suffered through it, and it was a paid for pattern, so it was like double the sadness. So when a designer has a free pattern that you can choose, at least you can make sure that the way they write their patterns is kind of something you're looking for. If I saw another pattern by this designer, I would never buy this pattern because it was not a match for me. Same goes to patterns from the designers that have failed me already in a way. Mostly I'm talking about my favorite things, knitwear. I just know that the way she designs her garments doesn't fit my body. Like, unfortunately, that's true, and the way she writes the patterns. I know that it is not the way I prefer my patterns to be written. So even though there are a lot of designs that she has that look absolutely fabulous, and I would love to have a garment like that, I will prefer to either self-draft something similar or buy a similar pattern from other designers and kind of do some magic to make it look like her original design. And after I'm done, I will tag her just like as an inspiration point. Which leads me to the fact that I actually bought her Eva jacket pattern, looked through the pattern, and I absolutely do not like the way she wrote it. But then Zeta came out with the jacket that is very similar. So if I just knit the jacket, but with the way my favorite things knitwear holds the strands of yarn, it will kind of dupe the Ava jacket. And I'm thinking whether I should do that, but I will be very sad to buy like 2 very similar patterns. Maybe I should just power through the Ava jacket. Next one is anything that you cannot wear with a bra. I am very sure that a lot of girlies with a higher boobish percentage in the upper area know the pain of making a garment that is super cute and it looks amazing on girlies who don't need to wear a bra. But when you reach a certain size of boobage, you cannot really not wear a bra. Like, yeah, no, you can, but it will be uncomfortable. So, like, it's not even aesthetical purposes or something, it's just uncomfortable. So, when I see cute camisoles, tops, and everything that look absolutely adorable or like are completely lace and everything, I always get jealous of people who can actually wear them. I can't, because even with one of the tops that everybody says that are fine to wear with a bra, namely camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear I made last year, I wear it and I still can see both the straps and a big portion of my bra under the arms, because My Favorite Things Knitwear tends to make very low cut armholes. So I'm even thinking about like unraveling half the top and remaking it with just like smaller armholes. But it's a fingering weight project, and I'm not a big fan of frogging stuff that it will take me a million years to remake. And speaking about fingering weight, I have another extreme, the super bulky sweaters. First of all, I want to say they do look hella cute and cozy. I don't have any problems with how they look. I have a lot of problems with practicality and fitting the climate. First of all, a lot of them are made in unspun yarn, or even think Hope McClay roving, literal roving, used to knit the sweater. This is so unpractical. It's gonna be pilling so much. It's gonna destroy itself in a minute. Why would you do that to your garment? And second of all, I don't know what climate you need to live in order to need a sweater that is so thick. Like, I would be sweating here in winter if I wore something as thick as super bulky sweaters. My biggest problem is that they look so cute sometimes. For example, two-fold sweater V-neck by Kadri. It's so adorable, but I just know I won't wear it that much. Otherwise, I'll suffer. From super bulky sweater to yet another extreme, swimwear and lingerie. I do not see any point in making swimwear from knitting. I am very sorry to Game of Wool producers, but I think this is quite stupid. I can be talked into lingerie if it's something like a cotton or linen bralette. I can see this being something I will be interested in. But swimwear? Why? Why would you? Why? Another thing from Game of Wool related things, bags. I will never knit bags for myself. Now, this one is also the practicality side of it. I know that you can buy yarns that will be more stable. You can make them out of raffia, you can make them out of a lot of more sturdy things. But I don't really see why I would like to knit something that will still stretch with time. Or, in case you decide to use raffia or something, will be very hard on your fingers to knit. It just doesn't sound like a pleasant experience, so I just don't think I will get into it. Crocheting bags, on the other hand, that's another story. Going back to garments, I will never knit something that doesn't have a shaping for the neck. And the most famous offender in my eyes is Sabai top, that was like insanely popular last summer. I know that if a garment doesn't have any neck shaping, it will be a sensory nightmare for me. I am an ADHD girly, and for me it's super important that the garment doesn't do anything weird around my neck. My neck is super sensitive. So just seeing the photos of Sabai top being just like cutting people here and everything, I can't. So I know that I can modify the patterns and just like add, for example, German short rows in the back or something. But I feel icky about buying patterns that require me modding that I know of even before purchase, you know? Kind of like I don't really want to buy something that I know I will have to work even more to make. It's easier for me to self-draft then, because I buy patterns, first of all, for cute designs, and second of all, for, yes, being able to just follow someone who already has tested the numbers and tech edited and graded everything to perfection. Next one is just a pure comfortability issue for me. I will never knit skirts that are see-through in any way. Either it's the gauge, either it's lace, or it's like super thin, airy fabric. I'm not comfortable wearing skirts that, even with shorts, will either show off everything I don't want to be shown off, or my shirts will be super visible under the skirt. Think about Seashore Skirt by Kutavakika. It's so pretty. It looks gorgeous, but I would 100% will be stressed about it being see-through all the time because there's so much lace everywhere. We only have two things to go. I'm not too picky. One is anything in 100% plant fibers. I decided this year that I will never knit with anything that will require me to suffer. I know some of you will say I am being hypocritical right now because I am knitting my first sample of my top with a yarn I absolutely hate, but I already started and I don't want to drop everything until I finish, so I am suffering through it. Other than that, I'm not buying any yarns that I for sure know that I won't like knitting with. And in my case, last year and all the summer knitting I did have taught me that I need yarns that have at least some amount of animal fibers for elasticity and the sponginess of the fabric. Because otherwise, my hands basically start hurting while I knit. So I still love cotton yarns, linen yarns, tencel yarns. I just need a little something in them for my fingers to not suffer. For example, Elise by Permin, which is 90% cotton and 10% cashmere. So together, it is still a cotton yarn, but it doesn't murder your fingers. Last but not least, it's something that can be considered the same as the all over ribbed garments for the same reason. It's vertical stripes, anything. Stripes or vertical stripes of texture on the garment for the same reason of the stripes not looking good on me, absolutely not looking good on me if they are curving around the body. Now, this one I can rethink if I find designers that actually do count in the body shapes. So their garments are designed the way that the vertical stripes stay vertical on our bodies and don't do the boo 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 wave. I'm feeling very hopeful about Skein Sweater by Kokamu Knitwear because judging by testers' photos, there is a high chance that those vertical stripes of texture, they look like they stay vertical even on bigger sizes, which is promising. And I really hope that's the case because I really like this sweater and I live not far away from Skane. So making a photo shoot for my finished object of Skane sweater in Skane would be, first of all, hilarious. Second of all, I would love that. That's it. I'm not sure if it's a lot of things that I want to knit or not a lot. I'm not sure. Am I picky? Tell me in the comments if you think I'm picky or not. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you had fun and I hope you don't take anything to heart and you know that it was all meant in good humor. And for those of you who joined my channel after seeing the cones video, I have something to show you that might be interesting. Remember how I said that yarn from cones needs to be washed? I bought a new cone of merino a few days ago and I made a swatch of holding one strand of merino with one strand of alpaca from Yataghan. And I have some pictures to show you that don't stop impressing me every time I see them. This is the swatch before blocking and this is the swatch after block. It's like completely different fabric. No, but like, look at it. It's so cute. I hope that you will be able to see it on camera because I'm not exactly a close-up person, but it's so soft and fluffy. I love it. It's my way of using up stash yarn. I bought the cone to use with the yarn I had in my stash and didn't have any use for. Now I combine them and I hit the gauge for a twist shawl that I really, really, really want to make in August to wear in autumn. So, what do you think? Does it look like a cute thing to add to the shawl? We'll see. As always, guys, I am very thankful that you watched this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, consider subscribing to my channel or liking this video if you haven't yet. And if you want more content from me, consider following me on Instagram, where I post more live knitting content, or on TikTok, where I post silly videos about knitting. Thanks for watching and see you next time.